Welcome everybody. This is the Juice and Pop show. This is after hours. It's a little late, but I'm Juice, and that's Pops. And together, we're the Juice and Pop show. What you got going on, Pops?
How you doing, Sam?
So did you get it? You got it all together over there? I heard you was trying to figure it out. You good?
Yeah, I'm good now.
All right. So as y'all can see, we are definitely at different locations this time. So this is gonna be a little bit different. Um, but yeah. Mm, is that two? Yeah, I figured that was. Say something, Pops.
All right. Everything good?
Yeah, I'll just have to double check the audio real quick. Making sure you get
Yep.
plugged in. Okay. All right, good. All right, so we're good now.
It's
So,
turned out.
so how do you feel about last week's performances? Is there any teams that stuck out to you, or any teams that didn't stick out to you from last week's matchups, or any performances that you liked?
Well, I was interested to see how Zach Wilson played this weekend, and I was kind of surprised
Yeah.
how he played in the first half. Now he's kind of coming together a little bit in the second half. The throwing four INTs is pretty hard on him, but still, we'll see how it bounces back this week. What do you think about yourself? Did you watch him?
Four picks was quite a bit for me, but also he was playing a Bill Belichick defense, so I understand scheme wise how everything may have presented itself to him as open, and then next thing you know, it was just a trap. So I can kind of understand why he threw four picks, but then again, four picks is a lot of turnovers. You can't win no football games doing that.
That's fact.
Can't win no football games doing that. Other than that, what did you think about Najee Harris? Did you catch him at all? I know we watched Red Zone together and stuff, but Najee had a pretty good game. He only had about like 40 yards rushing, but he had about 40 yards receiving with a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with him, especially his yak guards after the catch.
Yeah, he does. He does produce pretty good yardage after the catch. Do you think that he bounces off tackles as well as he did in college as the NFL, or do you think he still has some adjusting to do?
Well, I think he's still elusive. He's got familiar with the speed of the game so far. What I've seen,
Mm-hmm.
um, he like I said, his yak guards is pretty good right now. I don't know what the stats are with him right now, but as far as he can't be taken down with any arm tackles, his full body tackles, he needs to take him down with one, two tacklers.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. So let's switch gears here just a little bit. Let's go to the wide receiver position. You acquisitioned, or brought, I mean not acquisitions, but brought up somebody that you drafted this year in our rookie draft for our fantasy out there. He plays for the Eagles. You can go. You can introduce him if you would like.
No, Devontae Smith.
Yeah. Well, what did you think of his week one performance versus his week two performance?
Well, his targets were up in week one. Now week two, the targets were down on it some. But also, he wasn't as open as much, and also with the 3 year back, he was open a lot, and he actually, I was pretty impressed with Hurt myself. He read the defense as well, and he threw to the open guy a lot.
Yeah, Hurts. Hurts performed quite well both weeks actually. There was a few
Yeah,
moments that he had that were kind of rookie moments, and he was just like, "What are you doing?" But other than that, he performed quite well.
I agree.
Um, let's see here. We covered a running back. We covered a receiver. Let's say we cover a linebacker. How about we cover Bobby Wagner from week two? He had put up 20 total tackles, I believe. What do you think of that performance overall, especially with his age?
He's a beast. That's all I can say. He's a beast.
I most definitely can agree and concede with that. I'm actually gonna move this ankle down just a little bit more. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think that. Do you think he can play at this level for the remainder of the season, or do you think halfway through the year he's gonna start hitting a slump? Maybe not even a slump, but just a slump for him at least, and start dimming down as a linebacker.
You're kidding me, right? It's Wagner.
I'm just asking.
It's beast mode for a linebacker. He ain't
Facts.
gonna stop him right now.
No.
He ain't losing step. He ain't no, losing no force when he hits. He's all that and a bag of chips in my book.
So do you consider him one of the best overall linebackers? Just
Oh, he's definitely in the top three to me.
I mean, as of all time, as of where he stands now.
Oh, I haven't really put my thought into that myself, but as far as I'd go by year by year right now, and I haven't really thought about much.
So
But you really
so
think
would you
that
so would
he
you
does a
say
great.
so would you say even if he doesn't get a ring through the remainder of his career, um, do you believe with what he's produced now, he could get a jacket and go to the Hall of Fame?
No, yeah, we'll see.
I thought you was gonna say more.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely thought you was gonna say more. Okay, so
And something I really have, like I said, I haven't put a lot of thought behind it. And as far as I know, he deserved, but really due to stats, since what he's actually done, I know he's been a force to be reckoned with for what is 8, 9 years now.
mm, 10, 11? I don't know, maybe 9. I
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could I could be wrong, but I believe 11.
I mean, in the top in the last 8 years.
Okay, so let's switch gears now. Let's go to the quarterbacks. So, would you
Yeah,
mind?
fine.
Would you mind not only get just giving us your top five for who you believe will be, um, fantasy wise, at least top five for this upcoming weekend of week three. Um, Give us a few just quarterbacks that aren't maybe on your list, but maybe are just good quarterbacks out there to maybe have fantasy wise or have a chance to end up presenting themselves in the top five one day throughout the season.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a big question I hadn't even really thought about. So,
So I'll lead you with mine then, and then we can see where you feel about that. I would say someone that doesn't touch my top five just yet would be Joe Burrows. I don't have Joe Burrow in my top five as of right now, but I believe if the offensive line can do their part, Jamar Chase has shown that he can catch the football, and T. Higgins has shown that he has developed into that style of wide receiver, and Tyler Boyd obviously can be Tyler Boyd. So I believe he could produce as long as that offensive line can hold up and his leg.
I think he's still having trouble with that knee still.
Think so?
Yeah, he's not as loose as on the ball. What I see personally, um, but also I see him trying to squeeze the ball in a lot, and I think with injury, I think he's still getting accustomed to it. I think after a few more games, it'd be better.
Mm-hmm.
And for him, though, the ints are in a game like that,
Yeah.
him back with that was good. But still, I was very surprised by he tried to force some balls in the window. He shouldn't have forced myself, what I thought.
I could agree with that. So do you have a quarterback maybe that isn't in your top five that you may like just personally fantasy wise or personally because you know our league is very hard to get a player. It is very hard to get a player. It's way different than other leagues, and one day we can go into a great depth in that. But is there a quarterback that you wouldn't mind having on your roster, or you wouldn't mind looking forward to see play to get points for your team?
No, I'll tell you what, one that surprised me right now is Jimmy G. Um, for
Hmm.
everything involved with him and what's going on with Lance and all that, it's hard to really commit to somebody you don't know if he's going to last throughout the season or what's going on with him. But for him right now, for fantasy owners, he's really doing his job, putting up the numbers. And like I said, I feel pretty secure in him right now with what's going on. Uh, but we'll see what happens in the future with him also. But he's one I think can be up there too.
I'm surprised you said that personally because they have a lot of running back issues right now. So I feel as if their main direction of offense has been shifted to passing as of now, especially with more injuries going into the backup running backs, into the rookie running backs. I believe it's going to be a lot harder for him to actually throw the ball because they're going to be a lot more zone coverages. There's going to be a lot more schemes going in for the pass because they know that the run game isn't going to be as heavy. And that's probably why you're going to see the running backs maybe average 5, 6, 7 yards a carry right now that wouldn't average those yards simply because they're not coming.
Yeah, but also with the 49ers, you got to look at what's been going on with them and how he's been performing. Kittle ain't done nothing so far
No.
as far as numbers wise.
Mm-mm.
Now Debo has done his weight and then
Yeah.
some. Like give him yak yards.
His weight and some.
Yeah. So with him and with Kittle, he's about to me, he's about to blow up. All you fantasy owners are wondering what's happening. I think week 3 is when he's going to come out and do something.
Okay. So you think this is the week that George Kittle goes out and gets his?
No, I sure do.
Okay. So now that we both got a quarterback out there, you want to jump into your top 5?
Sure.
All right.
All right, if you want to, we start at number 5. My matchup this week is Tampa Bay with Rams. Brady at number 5. He's been putting up the numbers and his touchdowns. That's what you can't cut out right now. And they have a good enough running game. The whole thing is that whether the defense starts to come out more and more better throughout the year. Now we go to my number 4, Justin Herbert. Let's see, who are they playing this week? The Chiefs. And I think that leads me to later on what I'm going to talk about. But I think they're going to pass a lot in that game. I think that'd be very good over and beyond. All right, my number 3 would be Dak Prescott. And I think he's due for another big game too. But even though they're playing the Eagles, they're not. They're pretty tough on the secondary spot of it. But the receivers, what they have in CD Lamb and all that stuff, yeah, they're doing good.
I would agree.
Okay. My number 2 would be Kyler Murray. All right, and they're playing Jacksonville this week. Right, and number 1 be Patrick Mahomes. And also, I think with him, I think he's going to have a really big game this week with the yardage and plus with his touchdown. I think he's going to he could throw for 4 or 5 this week himself. It seems to be the common theme right now. Everybody throwing for 4 or 5 touchdowns. So
I most definitely can agree with that. So I like your top 5. I may have a few of those in my top 5, but we can just jump straight into it. With my top 5, we're gonna go a little different direction with number 5. We're not gonna go with the go to the game like you, which was a great pick though. I'm gonna go with the young buck, man, Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is balling right now. Don't care who the matchup is. I don't right now. Jalen Hurts is just playing like that. So at the end of the day, if you got a fantasy team and you need a quarterback, go get Jalen Hurts. At number 4, we got Kyler Murray. He's playing like a little Yoda, a little miracle, man. So shout out to him for doing that. He's letting D-Hop do D-Hop things. So that's really allowing DeAndre Hopkins' performance to just go above and beyond. So you really can't ask for too much more as a D-Hop standpoint. And then when we go to number 3, I'm actually going to concede with you, Pops, and we're going to go Dak Prescott as well. Dak is playing very well after the injury. He's not showing to have any signs slowing down or as if the ankle is bothering him in any which way, shape, or form. So, but the Michael Gallup injury may take a toll on that. So we'll see how well this 3rd overall pans out for me. But let's jump into number 2, where I have kind of with you but not with you. And we're going to go Patty Mahomes simply because they're playing the Chargers. And at number 1, I got my dog, Herbert. Justin Herbert, a.k.a. the Rookie of the Year. So with 1 and 2, 2 and 1, you can go either or, either which way. I'm personally going Herbert because Herbert has not produced touchdowns in his games yet, but he's produced yards. So I'm looking for a touchdown ratio with yards, with a high completion and a really high scoring game. And I'm looking for Justin Herbert to just light it up all over. Like overall, I'm looking for 36 out of 45 for 380 and 3 or 4 touchdowns. And that's just how I see the game going. And I see the Chargers getting the game late and the Chiefs being 1 and 2 to begin the season. And it's going to ruffle some feathers. That's what I think, Pop.
Well, I agree to a certain point.
Okay.
But in order for Herbert to win, I think he's going to have to put up 4 or 5 touchdowns to win. 3. Just what I think personally.
Well,
Going to air out.
well, I'm thinking that it's going to be a couple of maybe 1 or 2 handoffs with inside the red zone that are going to end up getting into the end zone that are maybe with inside the 5, 6. They just end up creeping in there, or a receiver runs a little curl or a flat or a drag and ends up making it to the 2, 3 yard line. Hurry up offense, Larry Roundtree or Eckler down the middle 2, 3 times and just punch it in real quick. Or Herbert with a quarterback sneak.
Could have.
Could happen.
Like I said, defense could come around too. A lot of irons last game for both of them. So, you got the Honey Badger who had 2 last week. So, could be a good defensive game too with the offense.
Most definitely, most definitely. But do you want to jump into the linebackers now and jump on the defensive side of the ball?
No, go ahead.
No, do you want to go first?
No, I want you to go first.
Fair enough, I got you. I'll go first. Okay, so with my top 5 linebackers, we're gonna start at number 5. At number 5, we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go down south. We're gonna go all the way down to Florida, man. We're gonna go to Mr. Jerome Baker. Does not play. Okay, so Jerome Baker does not play football very well when the team is down. He kind of half runs the plays and doesn't care much because he just doesn't care. And I noticed that. So Jerome Baker, get right. Number 4, we're gonna go over to Chicago with Roquan Smith. Now Roquan Smith is a dog, but he hasn't shown the filling in the gap and meeting the running back this year. He's shown great coverage skills. He's shown good zone skills, but I'm waiting to see that pop again. So I'm looking to see that again week 3. Week 3. Number 3, I got Eric Kitchens. I was thinking of Anthony Kitchens. Um. Eric Kendricks. From Minnesota. From the Vikings. Um. Uh. Um. My bad. Okay, so Minnesota. Eric Kitchens. I'm just gonna go to Devin White, linebacker for Tampa Bay. That's my second linebacker. Shout out to Devin White. And then my last linebacker is gonna be Fred Warner. He plays for the San Francisco 49ers. Arguably the best coverage skill linebacker in the league. And yeah, that's my top 5. Go ahead, Pops.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right. See, I don't know. I can't remember what my lineup was. What I sent to you.
You can't?
No. You put them down there.
All right.
Do that.
All right.
5. Yeah.
So coming in at number 5 for my Pops, we're going down to Florida again with Jerome Baker. Oh, I thought you was gonna talk about the player.
No, I trying to remember who I had for my list and everything.
I told you who 5 was, and then I put him on the screen.
I'm just looking at who they're playing this week. And that explains a lot to me. like I said, he's versatile. He moves around a lot, and like you were saying earlier, once he gets down, he's a lot of pass defense as far as his tackles are downfield, but closing gap and stuff like that. Seems like a lot of his tackles are more downfield and closing gap a lot. And so who do I have for my number 4?
Coming in at number 4, you're also going to go over to Chicago with Roquan Smith.
Well, also he's good sideline sideline. He's really good in the pass coverage for the middle linebacker, and also he fills the hole well. And with that defense, you can also see he's been holding his own in there. The whole defense has.
And then coming in at number 3, you're going to go with the team that just got a big win, Mr. Patrick Queen for the Baltimore Ravens.
And here's another one. In the fantasy football league, you want somebody who goes in the middle, who's sideline to sideline. Somebody who fills the gap. Somebody gets a pass defense down the field, some tackles down the field, and coverage. So that's why I like him a lot, number 3 in their matchup.
And then coming in at number 2, you got your boy Devin White that plays for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, and he's really to explode, I believe, this week. I think his numbers been down a little bit for what's going on with their defense, but he's right there on all the tackles, but he just ain't been getting the actual tackles that are scored.
And then coming in at number 1, you have Mr. 20 tackles last week, Bobby Wagner.
He's a beast. Like you asked him when I think he's going to wear it out. Definitely not this year. He's proven that he can hold his own and then some. He's still top of his game.
Most definitely. Oh, shoot. I went to the wrong screen. I went to the wrong screen again.
Hey, troubleshooting right now, first couple times.
Yeah, I went to the wrong screen a few different times. So, I believe we covered a lot of football so far. That we can wrap it up here if you'd like, or we can go look at some scores from last week.
I'll tell you what, if you want to, we wrap it up tonight?
Okay.
And we start, talk again tomorrow about some more of the games come up and see who you think's on the wins and losses on the matchups this week. We'll cover a lot tomorrow.
Okay, most definitely. All right, then, Pops. Well, it was a good show. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you guys liked or enjoyed the show, you guys can subscribe, press the like button, comment down below any advice you got or anything that you want to see or hear us cover about fantasy-wise. And that's it for me, Pops.
Hey, enjoy everybody out there playing fantasy. Good luck and much luck.
Facts. Yep, facts.